He rescued people from the harshest deserts in America, a local hero turned YouTube legend. But when Matt Wetzel found himself facing felony charges, fans were stunned. What they didn't know was the real betrayal wasn't from the courts. It came from a man he once called a brother. For years, Matt Wetzel was the guy you called when all hope was lost. Stranded in the scorching sand near Zion National Park, buried axle deep in red dust, flipped on your side with no cell service, Matt's yellow Jeep, the Banana, would roll in like a savior. Calm, steady, smart, never flinching no matter how messy the job was. Long before the subscribers, the merch, or the off-road celebrity status, Matt was just a regular guy from Hurricane, Utah. His towing company, Winter Towing, wasn't flashy. No big advertising, no TV deals, just grit, skill, and a deep knowledge of the brutal terrain around him. Zion's landscape is beautiful, but it's also deadly. Deep sand pits that trap tires, jagged ledges that can crush axles, trails where one wrong turn leaves you miles from civilization. This wasn't towing, this was survival. And for Matt, it was just another Tuesday. One day he picked up a camera, not to become famous, just to show people the wild recoveries they were doing. The chaos, the creativity, the danger. He uploaded the clips under Matt's off-road recovery, and something strange happened. People couldn't stop watching. In a world drowning in fake drama and scripted reality, Matt's content felt like a breath of fresh air. There were no staged fights, no forced tension, just real people solving real problems in the wild. Every video was a mini adventure, with Matt as the calm in the storm, cracking jokes while figuring out how to tow a 10,000-pound RV out of a canyon with no anchor point. And viewers loved it. But what truly set him apart was his heart. Matt didn't just rescue vehicles, he rescued people. Families on vacation, elderly couples, college kids stuck in the sand. He didn't just pull them out, he made them feel safe, laughing, reassuring, connecting. By the end of each job, it felt less like a tow truck call and more like a new friendship. The channel exploded, from a small neighborhood in Utah to a global audience of nearly 2 million subscribers. Matt's brand grew fast, launching apparel, signature gear like his own recovery ropes, even hosting the off-road games, an annual event fans treated like a pilgrimage. It was a perfect story, until it wasn't. In 2021, everything changed. Matt Wetzel was charged with felony insurance fraud, a second-degree charge that could have landed him serious prison time. The man known for helping others was suddenly being accused of scamming the system. The headlines were brutal, the internet divided, and fans were left asking one question. If he didn't bill Chibubeye, he argued, his customers, usually vacationing families, would be stuck with huge unexpected bills, sometimes thousands. So he took the hit himself, filed the claims, got paid, helped people. His explanation? Wrong on the front end, but fair on the back. But the law doesn't care about context. The battle was long, expensive, and draining. Matt faced the real possibility of losing everything: his company, his channel, his freedom. And then, the biggest twist of all, it wasn't an audit or some random whistleblower who turned him in. According to Matt, the entire investigation was triggered by someone inside his own circle, a man he had trusted, a close associate. Let's call him KC. KC had been there from the beginning, saw the channel grow, knew the inner workings of the business. He and Matt were friends, or at least Matt thought they were. But as the fame and revenue increased, something changed. KC allegedly became jealous. He believed he deserved more. At one point, he demanded 40% of the channel's revenue. Not a raise, not a bonus, 40% every month, off the top. When Matt refused, KC made his move. What happened next was something straight out of a movie script. KC, according to Matt, tried to blackmail him, demanded $40,000, or he'd expose Matt's billing practices to the authorities. He even sent a cease and desist letter through a lawyer, threatening to sue if Matt didn't remove KC, and even Matt's own family members, from the channel's content. But it didn't stop there. KC allegedly used his insider knowledge to make the legal battle even worse. He pushed buttons he knew existed. leveraged his access to put Matt in the worst possible position. It was betrayal, not by a competitor or a stranger, but by someone Matt once called a brother. At that point, most people would have given up. Faced with felony charges, betrayal, and public scrutiny, walking away would have made sense. But Matt didn't run. He stood tall, faced the fire, and kept uploading. In 2022, Matt took a deal. He pleaded no contest, not an admission of guilt, but an agreement to move on. The felony charge was dropped to a misdemeanor. He got probation, paid restitution to petty OA, and kept moving. Here's where the story takes a wild turn. Instead of losing his audience, Matt found himself surrounded by support. Fans didn't abandon him, they defended him. Comment sections were flooded with love. People who had watched him rescue strangers for years now showed up to return the favor. The channel didn't collapse, it soared. Matt kept posting weekly. Same tone, same grit, same calm leadership. The recoveries continued, and so did the growth. In the midst of the chaos, he and his team built a custom recovery vehicle called the Morvair, a mashup of classic style and raw power. It became a symbol of Matt's own story, unconventional, resilient, and built to endure. In the end, the scandal didn't destroy him, it revealed him. Because when the dust settled, one truth remained. Matt Wetzel was still the guy who showed up when no one else would. Still the calm in the chaos. Still the man with the yellow Jeep, a shovel, and a solution. He wasn't defined by his lowest moment. He was lifted by the people he helped along the way. And that's what made all the difference. What do you think? Was Matt wrong to bend the rules? Or was he simply doing what the system couldn't? Drop your thoughts in the comments. And if you've ever watched one of his rescues, you already know this story isn't over.